What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 180. I am in the building. We are here live at the 180 show. Listen, if you missed our last live, you can go back and hit that replay. But now we're about to start a whole new conversation. Listen, I got my man's with me, Mr. Elzie Felton. He's gonna give us some tips, some things we can live with on buying a home in this market. Guess what? We're here to inspire. We're here to educate. So that's what we want you to do today. I need you to go ahead and hit that share button. Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and let people know that 180 Life, we are on the air. We are here now. We are here live. I got my phone in my hand. Y'all already know. I bring my peoples with me. I make sure that we get the best of the best to educate you with the things that we know that you need to move from day to day. That's why I called Mr. Elzie Felton. He is a realtor. I'm gonna let him come up on the stage and tell you where he works, what he does, how he does it, because I don't want to mess up. I don't know how I do. I get to messing up real fast. So y'all hit them hearts, y'all hit them thumbs up. Let people know Mr. 180 is back on the air at 6 o'clock with your drive home with Mr. Elzie Felton. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Archie. I appreciate you having me here with you this evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So tell us your name, tell us what you do, tell us who you work for, and we'll go from there.
Okay, my name is Elzie Felton. I'm a real estate agent here in the Central Texas area. I work with Keller Williams Realty. I'm an independent contractor, so I'm able to help people all throughout Central Texas area.
Okay. So being a realtor in this market and in the Central Texas area, you know, houses have skyrocketed. So how is that working out? What are you getting a lot of people coming to you ready to buy? And if they're ready to buy, what is it that they need to be prepared for, and what do they need to do to go ahead and buy?
Well, Archie, it's a wonderful market here in the Central Texas area. And I do tell people that you can purchase a home in this area because a lot of people got the concept, well, I can't buy in this market. However, Archie, it's a different market. It's not like the market was 4 or 5 years ago. So
Okay.
basically, you must prepare. Let me say that again. You must prepare yourself to purchase in this market. And if you don't use me as an agent, you got another agent, they got to believe that you can purchase in this market
Wow.
because you can. You got to have a plan.
I have a
You
plan.
got to formulate a plan. You got to understand, okay, what's my budget?
Okay.
First and foremost, what is my budget that
Okay.
I can spend on purchasing a home?
Okay.
You got to know how much can I afford to put down
Okay.
because you got to put money down. If
Right.
you're not a vet or you don't need money down, you got to put money down. And if you're not buying in a USDA type area, you don't have to put money down. So you got to put money down if you're not buying in those two areas,
Okay.
USDA and a vet.
Okay.
So you got to have money down. And then you got to have that agent teaching you and taking you through the process. Because this is what I do with my clients, Archie. I ask them the first question when they say they're ready to purchase a home. I ask them, are you ready to play or are you ready to win?
Right.
And then if they say they're ready to play, Archie, I'm not the agent for them because I didn't come here to play.
Wow.
But if you're ready to win, I'm going to teach you the steps to
Right.
win in this market.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So being in the steps to win in this market, because it seems like as if you're winning 100%. So being in the steps, because you said to plan. What are some of the things that you would want a potential buyer to plan to do? What is it that you want them to be able to do?
They must put a budget together.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, all of your expenses. What
Okay.
are you spending? What are you comfortable with? Now, once you got that budget together, what am I comfortable with spending on a mortgage? And you got to understand what makes up a mortgage
Okay.
because it's not just your monthly payment for the mortgage from to the lender.
Right.
You
Right.
got your you got your taxes.
Okay.
You have your property mortgage insurance if you do not put 20% down.
Okay.
So if you put 20% down, that eliminates $300 to $500 or up to $1,000, depending on amount of house you're purchasing on your
Right.
property mortgage insurance.
Right.
And so those things that makes up your mortgage. And then you got to understand you got a HOA
Right.
that you
Right.
pay monthly, and it's not part of your monthly mortgage.
Okay.
Then you got to understand your expenses that comes with owning a home, upkeep of a home, utilities, yard maintaining. So
Right.
you got to understand all of this take place. Then once you understand your budget and what you want to spend on a home and the money that you got to put down on a home,
Right.
then you can move forward and say, okay, where do I want to live?
Right.
Think about the areas you want to live in, because some areas are going to be a little bit more expensive than other areas.
Wow. Right.
You got to understand that. Then once you find the area that you want to live, go get a approval letter, not a pre-approval, approval letter. Let me
Okay.
explain the difference between a pre-approval and an approval. Because see, when you get a pre-approval, meaning that you went into underwriting with all of your documents,
Mm-hmm.
and then he give you a pre-approval letter. But when you purchase that home or find a home that you like, you got to go back into underwriting
Right.
again
Wow. Okay.
after you sign a contract with somebody. So you're going back into underwriting. So to be head of the game, you got to have an approval letter.
Right.
Approval letter will take a little bit more time because you can get a pre-approval in 2 or 3 days. But to
Okay.
get a approval letter, it might take you a week. Might take you a week. And
Okay.
what this is when you give everything that they need, your income, your W-2s, your
Okay.
bank statements, or
Okay.
everything else that they ask you when they look at your credit. Or they might ask you, okay, what happened here with one of your accounts?
Okay.
All this is done up front. And so when it comes back out of underwriting,
Right.
it's like you shopping with cash,
Oh wow.
because there are third party financing addendum that you have to put with the contract. And on that addendum, it asks you how many days do you need for your approval. Now people saying 21, 30 days. However, if you come out with an approval in your hand, you can put zero there.
Oh wow.
That's just
You
like
already have it.
shopping with cash.
Yeah, you already got it. Okay, I get it. I
Exactly.
get it.
And so what that looked like in a seller eyes, oh, he don't need to get a pre-approved
Right.
because he done already passed that step.
Wow. Okay.
And that'll give you a leg up on everybody else out there, because every agent, believe me, is not telling their clients to go get go get an approval letter.
Right.
So basically, that's what you do with that portion of it. Then you get your agent and go out and start shopping for a home. And once you start shopping for that home, your agent gonna tell you exactly, okay, your monthly budget on this home, purchasing this home, is going to be this.
Okay.
Because the agent must talk with the lender.
Yeah. Okay.
You're looking at the cost of the home. You're looking at your taxes, because you're going to pay taxes.
Correct.
And saying if your taxes is 5,000, let's say $6,000 a year, you take that 6,000 divided by 12, you're going to pay $500 on top of what you're paying on your mortgage. Your mortgage might come up to be $1,400. Your
Okay.
tax is going to be $500. Then you got your property insurance. That might be $100. So guess what? You're looking at $2,000 right there for a mortgage.
Right. Oh wow.
And then your HOA, which comes up quarterly or semi-annually or annually, it
Right.
can be anywhere from $100, $120.
Okay.
So you got to understand all of these things in order to purchase a home in today's market.
So between those, okay, so with those two things, and a couple people are asking in the comments, outside of money and an approval, what are the top three things you suggest someone have in hand and ready before talking to a realtor?
Well, basically, the credit is very important.
Right.
Credit determines your interest rate. You know,
Okay.
whether you
Okay.
get a low rate or a high rate.
Okay.
You know, you can buy a house with 580 credit score, but you're gonna have a high rate. You probably have to put more money down.
Right. 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 Right.
You know, so your credit is going to be important. I can't stress that enough. Your credit and your credit need to match your spouse. If you got a spouse and y'all buying a home together, your scores are 780 and your spouse scores are 640. Guess what? The lender gonna take that 640 score
Oh wow.
and base it off of that.
Oh wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. So the first thing is your credit. And when you get ready to purchase a home, don't spend a whole lot of money.
Okay.
I see people go out buy a car
Right.
right before they get ready to purchase a home.
Right.
Well, that's wrong because you just throwed another debt on you, and your debt to income, your debt has went up, and your income has went down.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So that's why we teach. Once you say you're ready to purchase a home and you have your credit pulled by that lender, don't you go by there and buy a bubble gum.
Wow. Okay.
Wait until you close on that home, preferably 30 days afterwards.
Okay.
So I hope that answered that question.
So okay, so we're getting the credit looked at. What are some pointers? Do you have any pointers as a realtor of things to get your credit where it needs to get?
Sure, exactly right. Well, first off, if your scores are lower, don't max out your credit cards.
Okay.
That's a no-no. You know, because when you maxing out your credit card, that lender's saying, okay, you can't handle that liquid money. Because
Right.
a lot of people spend credit cards quicker or charge on cards before they spend their cash.
Right. Right. Correct.
You know, and lenders don't want you to see you using no more than 30%
That'd be
of
it.
the card. Now,
Okay.
if you're going to use your credit card every month,
Hmm.
pay it off before the due date,
Okay.
monthly. Don't
Okay.
carry that balance over because if you pay it off, if you're utilizing your credit card, say you got a $10,000 card and you're paying all your bills for the month, your bills is $4,000. All right. Before that due date come, pay it off. Pay that $4,000 off. And what that does, that help kick up your credit score.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and it's all about installment credit and not revolving credit. Revolving credit is credit card. Installments credit is credit that you have to pay on a certain day every month.
Okay.
And it takes you to having that credit established at least 6 months.
Okay.
And if you got something on your credit that doesn't need to be there, dispute it.
Okay.
Hospital bills, that shouldn't be on your credit
Wow. Okay.
because that goes against the Privacy Act.
Oh wow.
That goes against the Privacy Act. But a lot of people don't know that.
Y'all getting nuggets now.
Uh,
Y'all
a,
getting
lot of,
nuggets.
a
Okay.
lot of people don't know that. And then you saying if you want to build your credit and if you know somebody that you love and trust and they trust you and they got a credit card that had been established 3, 4, 5 years, ask them to put you on that card
Wow.
because that'll automatically build your credit in a couple months there once
Okay.
it hits your credit. You know, and then tell them they don't have to give you the credit card, shred the credit card,
Right. Right.
you know, and go from there and manage your money.
Man.
You know, if you plan to purchase a home, you got to manage your money,
Yes, sir.
pay your bills on time, and that's going to help build your scores. You might say, okay, I got something that's been in default on my credit.
Okay.
Well, call up the credit company and talk with them
Okay.
and establish a payment plan that you can afford to pay. So don't go on the phone and talk with them like I used to do when I was much younger,
Hmm.
young and dumb, you know. Yeah, we'll establish a payment plan, but don't get on the payment plan.
Right.
Don't pay nothing. And then they gonna mess around and what they gonna sell it to somebody else. Now
Wow.
let me drop this off what I'm dropping off. Don't you know every credit card that you have or anything that you have on credit has insurance backing it.
Right.
So if you go belly up on that loan or whatever it is, the insurance company's gonna pay it off. Then they're gonna turn around and sell it for pennies on the dollar to somebody else. And then when they sell it pennies on the dollar to somebody else, then they're gonna come after you,
Right.
wanting to collect the entire amount. Or what you need to do, go back to the originator of the loan
Okay.
and see if you can pay them instead of the other person.
Wow.
You can negotiate. You can negotiate it. So that's some of the things that you can do, for as building your credit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Oh.
you need to start working on your credit when you're young. Parents need to do this. You got a kid that's first, he's in middle school. Okay.
Mhm.
We're talking about 7th and 9th grade. Open up him a checking account. Open up him a saving account
Okay.
so he can start understanding money and teach him how to use money.
Okay.
Yeah, let him go out there and get a summer job
Okay.
and save his money. Learn how to spend money and save money.
Right. Right.
And then he's understanding the dollar
I understand.
because a lot of us don't understand the dollar.
Correct.
Long as we make the dollar, well, I can go spend it.
Correct.
What's wrong?
And so buying a home, they want to see the savings that you've saved. Correct.
They want to see every dime that you got in the bank account.
So having a bank account is important.
Exactly right. They want to see it all. And a lot of us, we find out, don't have bank accounts.
Wow.
You can't buy a house.
If you don't have a bank account.
No, they want to know what you got in your checking account. They want to know what you got in your saving account. They want to know what you got in your retirement plan.
Okay.
And then how you plan on paying that down payment.
Wow. Okay.
Is it going to be a gift from somebody? Yes, somebody. They'll let you give a gift, but who is it coming from?
Right.
They want to know. They want to track everything. Then if you got a lump sum coming into your account saying you file your taxes and you're getting $10,000 back from your Uncle Sam on your taxes, well, then you need to have something showing that's what that $10,000 is.
Okay.
It's from my taxes.
Okay.
And best thing is your tax returns. Because they're going to want 2 years tax return.
Right.
They're going to want 2 months bank statements.
Okay.
They're going to want 1 month of paycheck stubs.
Okay.
And overtime, that really doesn't count.
That doesn't count. Oh, wow.
Because that's not consistent.
Right. 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 Okay.
They're looking for consistent income and they're looking for reportable income.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
A lot of times we make money under the table. I'm just saying, you can't report that.
That's true. That is true. So what happens with the business owners? Let's speak business owners.
To
What?
business owner, they gonna need a 1099.
Okay.
Now, 2 years. They're gonna want to see what's they bringing in, what's their expenses, then what is left over after expenses.
Okay.
As a business owner, you can't write it all off. Like we do, so we don't have to pay taxes. We write it all off. You can't write it all off. You made you grossed $200,000, but you wrote it all off, and now you net 70,000.
Wow.
You can't really purchase a home. They're not in the market now with $70,000. That might get you a $150,000 home, but you know what kind of homes out there for $150,000?
Nothing really. Okay.
Exactly. And get you a CPA.
Okay.
That can keep track of everything for you.
Correct.
Get you a bookkeeper if you don't know how to keep your books for yourself.
Correct.
And make sure that business has some money set aside.
Yes, sir.
I tell everybody, you in business for yourself, make sure you pay yourself a salary.
Yes, sir.
Pay yourself a salary. And then that's showing, okay, I'm getting this, the business is this. Because everybody wants to see your business lucrative.
Right.
Because if your business is not lucrative, how are you going to afford to pay for a home?
Correct. Oh, wow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's so now we come in and we have the approval. We have those two things. Now we come and have a meeting with you to go look for a home. What's the next step?
Well, I'm going to sit you down and ask you, what type of home are you looking for? One story, two story? Do it have to be in a cul-de-sac? Or
Okay.
can it be just on the street, like a curb, or on a hill? Do you need big backyard, small yard, the square footage of your home? Then, do you want hardwood floors,
Okay.
or do you want carpet, tile, or vinyl?
Okay.
And the neighbor, like I said, and in the neighborhood that you want to live in.
Okay. Do you feel like a person needs to come with their research? Hey, I want to stay in this neighborhood. I want to do this, and this.
That would help that agent out.
Do you feel like people come in with unrealistic expectations?
Sure they do.
Okay.
Sure they do. However, I allow my clients to come with a wish list. And when they come with a wish list, I ask the question, okay, can you afford this?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they get shocked.
Wow.
They get shocked, like, ooh, I can't afford that.
Right.
So overall, I'll sit them down and educate them.
Right.
And then I need to build that relationship too with them.
So what's in your area, what is the average house selling for?
Right now, you can get a home for 350 up. I'm talking about Round Rock, Pflugerville, Cedar Park, Taylor, Leander, Buda, Cal,
Uh-huh.
Gerald, in these type areas. However, it might not be what you want.
Okay.
For as it depends on how expensive your taste is.
Okay.
And especially I tell people when this is your first home
Mm-hmm.
and your finances won't allow for you to be here,
Right.
realize that this is your first home, especially when I'm talking with young people. Because I tell young people, I might have somebody 30 years old. No, I'll go back. I said, I might have somebody just graduated out of college.
Okay.
Okay. They got a salary of $50,000 to $60,000. They married. They got a total income of $120,000.
Right.
Okay. This is your first home. Don't bite off more than you can chew. And then you're climbing the staircase for as with your finances. Because sometimes your income gonna go up with the job you have, or you change job and your income go up there.
Okay. Okay.
And 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna stay in that first home for the rest of your life. It's not your forever home.
Right. Right.
And so, okay, look at it your first home. Okay. Then as your income climb, don't sell that first home, rent it out.
Okay. Oh wow.
Rent
Okay.
it out. And then when you rent your first home out, look for that second home.
Mm-hmm.
While you're in the process of renting that one, look for that second home. Now, I'm going to tell you a trick with this. Because with that second home, you don't have to pay 25% down because that's going to be your primary resident.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
your first resident is going to be a rental property now. And once you hold on for 2 years, you can report it as income.
Okay. Wow.
Yes,
So as long as we have the first home for 2 years and then go find another home.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But you're going to rent that first home out. While you're in the process of renting it out, you're going to go find your second home, which is going to be your primary home. Then on your primary home, you don't have to put 25% down. But
Wow.
if you're staying in your first home and going out to find a rental property, they're going to want 25% down because it's not your primary home. It's an investment property.
Wow. Okay. So we have to go ahead and rent that one out and then start looking
Yes,
for another place.
exactly right. And keep that rental house 2 years before you can report it as income.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
after we get out and rent it out, we have to wait 2 years after that.
To report it as income, Now you can report it to the IRS that you rented out at this price, but to count it as income,
Mhm.
it has to be 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's cool. Okay, so then we go and you were saying find another home because that's not our forever home. So
Right.
when we're out looking for our second home, what is your advice on that?
Okay. Well, in lifetime, some people are going to buy 3 to 5 homes
Mm, okay.
throughout their lifetime. And the reason being because needs changes.
Right.
In your first home, you might have one child. Then you have two more. So now you got 5 people living in the home instead of 3.
Right. Right.
Need changes. Need more space. Need
Right.
more room. We just went through the pandemic. A lot of people found themselves working from home. And the home might have been not conducive to what they needed.
Right.
They didn't have an office to work. They had to work at the kitchen table.
Right.
Kids had to go have to have school, do school work at the kitchen table. And so when you go looking for that second home, you go back to the drawing board. What's my budget?
Right.
What
Okay.
can I afford? And move from there.
Do you feel like the rental price, the price of rent, and the price of mortgage is around the same right now, or
Rental prices sometimes are higher
okay?
than mortgages. And
Okay.
the reason being because the market, saying here in this Central Texas area,
Okay.
you have a lot of people looking to purchase homes, but not able to find what they want. And
Okay.
so instead of settling for something, they go rent.
Right. Right.
And that's what drives up the rent market, the rental market.
Right. Right.
And driving up that rental market, then the property owner and the property managers can go ask for the cream of the crop. If you're paying $2,200 for rent, that's a mortgage.
Wow.
And the sad thing about that, you have no control of that rent going up.
Right.
You can't do what you want to do in that home.
True.
You can't paint the home different colors.
Right. True.
Some homes won't even let you have a barbecue pit outside.
Wow.
So I don't see why you want to rent. I know every rent is good for some people because of where they are with their finances.
Hmm.
However, if you paying 2,500 or I've seen if you paying 18 to 2,500 or above for rent, you can purchase a home.
And base rent between so mortgage anything between 18 and 2,500, you might as well
You might as
try
well
to
do.
get your
No,
life together to get a home.
exactly right. And or I've seen people pay $3,000 for a rent.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. That's
You
kind
know,
of
that's a
right.
mortgage.
Right.
And
Right.
reason some people paying that because the credit messed up.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Can't afford to buy until they get their credit together.
Do you feel like it's smarter for them to downsize to something cheaper and rent and then use that extra money they were using to go ahead and fix their credit?
Sure, exactly. But we have this lifestyle we got to keep up with.
Okay.
We got to keep up with that lifestyle. Don't let lifestyle dictate you. What you're keeping up with. Like they used to say when I was much younger. Keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. And the Kardashians and everybody else.
Exactly right. Yeah. Don't try to keep up with that.
Right, right,
Live your life. Be who you are.
right, right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So when we get to let's speak on when we finally get to the buying process, we pick a home, we're going through the process. What is the process to go ahead and finalize and get into that home?
Okay.
And do you and second part of that question is do you feel like a pre-owned home is better now in this market than a new build, or how do you work that?
Okay. Let me address the first one. The rest of the buying process.
Okay.
Okay, you with me? We're looking for homes.
Hmm.
We found the perfect home that you like. We put an offer in.
Right.
The seller accept the offer.
Okay.
Then you have to go. You have an option period, which could be 3 days, 7 days,
Hmm.
and within that option period, you got to have an inspection done, and you
Okay.
got to make sure that the home is insurable.
Okay.
Okay, and the inspection gonna cost you,
Okay.
depending on the square footage of the home. It can cost you anywhere from $300 to $1,000 or better.
Okay.
The inspection is designed to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly with the home.
Right. Okay.
And then once you get the inspection done, and once you found out it's insurable, and then you send the insurance paperwork to the title company, because title company handle all the paperwork on it, and the title company makes sure that there's no lien or encumbrances on that home.
Okay.
Meaning that once you buy that home, you want to make sure nobody else lurking back there in the dark, saying, knocking on your door one day, saying, "Oh, I own this home."
Wow.
That,
Okay.
that
And that's what
happened
the
in the past.
title. That's happened before.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And then there you go in litigation.
Oh wow.
And then once you get your title commitment, you and your you and your agent read the title commitment to make sure there's nothing on there. That's what a title company has attorneys to look that up and search that to make sure there's no lien or encumbrances on that home.
Okay. Okay.
You need to read it. Or if they behind on their HOA dues, you make sure that that is not happening. And then once you got your title company clearing all that up, well, 3 days before closing, they need to send you a closing disclosure explaining to you everything line by line about what you're spending, what you're being charged, and what you need to bring to the closing table.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What is your average closing cost?
Your average closing cost can be anywhere from, depending on the price of the home, it can start out at 15,000
Okay.
because that includes your money down. That includes if you paying for your own title policy, because in this market, a lot of people are paying for their own title policy to win the the no negotiation on that home.
Right. Right.
And then you're paying what title company charges also.
Okay. Okay.
And that's what's make up the down payment and everything you have to bring to the table. And then
Right.
also they escrow your taxes and your insurance, because your homeowner's insurance is included in your mortgage, and they're going to escrow about 6 months in the beginning.
Okay.
It's just like having money in a bank account.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Now, what was that
Okay.
second part of that question?
So, do you prefer, or do you believe it's easier or better to buy a new build or a used home?
Well, it all depends on what the client want. If
Okay.
they want a new build, I say let's go for it. However, in this market today, it might take you a year to get one built because of the shortage of supplies.
Oh wow.
And then if somebody said, "Okay, I want a one that's a resale," there's nothing wrong with it, a resale, because you're gonna have an inspection done on it to tell you if it's good or bad.
Okay.
And then you find something that need work on the home, you get the seller to pay for the work that need to be done.
Wow.
And when you get the work done, major in the major and not in the minor. Now, I'm talking about roof, HVAC system, garage door, dishwasher, microwave, or your electrical plugs working. That's what I'm talking about. Don't worry about, oh, it's no paint right here. Or if you got wood rot, have them replace the wood. Then sometimes seller won't do no work, but give you money and let you do the work.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so, and to help you also, you can get your home warranty, a home
Yeah.
service contract.
Correct.
Whereas that it will take care of all your major things.
Yes, sir.
And you just pay a deductible if you own that tight budget.
Right.
Instead of your HVAC system break, there you go having to spend $2,000.
Right. Right. Oh wow.
Well, HVAC system break, you got that service contract. That service contract will take care of it, and you just pay $100, $200 deductible.
Right. Right.
And so it's what you choose to do. You know,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So a question came through. They said, "Are first-time homeowner programs as good as they say they are?"
sure, they are. It's just come with stipulations.
Okay.
First time homeowners, I know it was before the prices start going up outrageous on homes. You couldn't make over $98,000, and you couldn't purchase a home over 400,000. But now it has changed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's some programs out there, but you got to stay in that home 5 years, because if you move out of that home before 5 years, you might have to pay that money back.
Wow. Okay. So you have to make no more than 90,000 a year.
98.
98,000, but the house can't be no more than 400,000.
Exactly right. Now they might have a changed that now because the way of a home purchasing is done now, and so they might have changed it. I haven't done a first time home. I mean a home owner program in a while right now.
Okay. Okay. So what are some of the benefits that come from home ownership?
Equity, that's the most important. I've been in my home now 12 years,
Wow.
my current home, and got quite a bit of equity built up in it.
Right. Right.
And then one day I'm gonna own it.
Do you over, and this might be personal, do you overpay sometimes when you can on the
I
mortgage?
make an effort to overpay
Okay.
because I don't want to pay for a home in 30 years.
Right.
And the way you can do that is that, see, when you first take out a home on loan, you pay more interest than principal. Because remember, the banks want their money.
They want theirs first.
Exactly right. Saying if you got a mortgage of $2,000, you might have, okay, it's going to pay that property mortgage insurance, your taxes, your homeowner's insurance. That might make up $800.
Hmm.
So you got $1,200 in a mortgage payment. They might take $900 and put it on the interest and $300 on the principal.
Oh wow.
See,
300 a month is gonna take forever to pay for a house. Right? Yeah.
because remember, the lender want all of that interest over the 30-year period.
Right.
And they can only charge you for the total amount of time that you keep that loan.
So in reality, and I know you probably can't say exactly, a $300,000 home with all of these things that you just spoke on, what is your average mortgage on a $300,000 home?
I couldn't say about that because I'm not a lender. I can estimate that your mortgage might be, since rates going up, about $1,800.
Okay.
Or it might could be more, all depending on the amount you're putting down.
Okay.
Okay. And so if you got a mortgage, saying your mortgage, take me for example. My mortgage is 1,600. Okay.
And that's with everything else that's included,
That's,
right?
that's everything.
Okay.
Okay. I pay 2,000. So that's me sending 400 to principal every month.
Okay.
That's above the principal that the lender is sending there.
Right.
So if the lender's sending 400 to principal and I'm sending 400 to principal, that's $800 going to principal.
Wow. Okay.
And so that's paying down the principal quicker.
Right.
And you got to be careful because some lenders will say they'll try to lower your payment so that principal and interest can catch up with each other.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And you don't want that. You don't want that. If you want to pay off your home quicker, you can make one payment extra each year, and I guarantee you'll pay it off quicker.
Like, so pay the extra 400 or pay the extra
60, saying if your mortgage 1,600, pay extra 1,600
once a year.
that year, and it'll pay off your home quicker because it's going directly to principal.
Okay.
And when you do that, you got to tell the lender that you want this amount to go directly to principal.
Okay.
Because they can act like they didn't know.
So when you pay so can I do that monthly? Like, say,
You
for
can do
example,
that monthly. Yes.
if I call in, I make it. Well, I know you probably don't call in. You do it on a computer, but
Oh, I call in.
oh, you call it. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a recorded conversation,
Okay.
and they can't say you didn't tell us.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Oh wow. So someone is asking which first time homeowner program do you recommend?
Well, if you have a lender, they'll tell you what programs are available out there for you.
Okay.
They'll tell you, and then they'll explain those to you.
That's after you get pre-approved, right?
That's doing the pre-approval process.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
That sounds good. Oh wow. So find a lender and then get them to help you find a first time homeowner program.
yes, sir.
So in out here in Texas, and this might be something that can't be talked about. What about you see it out here in Texas a lot? For sale by owners. Do you get a realtor to help you with that, or do we stay away from those?
You for sale by owner. Reason that person is selling that home by himself. He don't want to pay an agent. That's his problem. Yeah, you can buy a for sale by owner property. However, if you have an agent, that agent must ask that for sale by owner, will you pay my broker the real estate fees?
Right.
Now, nothing wrong with it. Matter of fact, a lot of times for sale by owners leave money on the table
Right. Okay.
because they don't know how to price the house.
Oh wow.
I was just reading an article about a week ago. This person, a sale by owner, sold his home, and somebody bought it, and then a week later they put their house back on the market. It made $200,000 more off that home.
Oh wow. So you don't have to wait.
No, mm-mm.
Oh wow.
No, they bought it. You just can't go FHA
Okay.
because FHA requires you to keep that home for 6 months before
Okay.
you turn around and sell it.
Okay. So explain to everybody what is FHA. Some people don't know.
It's a Federal Housing Association.
Okay.
So you got Federal Housing Association. That's part of the government lending money to people that want to purchase homes.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So now we during the closing process, they put in the numbers of what your down payment is, or does your lender choose what your down payment
The
is?
lender, if you go conventional, you can put a little as 5% down.
Okay.
FHA, Federal Housing Association, you can put 3.5%. USDA, United States Development of Agriculture, that's building areas like rural areas.
Okay.
And so that's why you don't have to have money down. Then VA, Veterans Association, Texas take care of their vets where there's not required to put any money down. However, you do have to pay closing costs.
For the VA. Okay.
Yes, sir, with the VA. With everybody, you have to pay closing costs.
Okay. Okay. So, but because I had seen a couple incentive signs saying, "Hey, closing is it just depending on the agent closing costs taken care?" I think that's more on the new builds. They were
Well,
saying they were taking care of closing
with
costs.
new builds, you got builders that give incentives that will pay part of your closing costs or all of your closing costs. And then, in a normal market, you can get sellers to pay your closing costs in a
Wow.
normal market, but we're still not in a normal market today.
And do you feel in real actuality, how much do you feel a person should have saved up to come to the table to purchase a home? When do you feel they're serious?
If they're not getting down, first time home buyer program, down payment assistance, they're gonna need at least $15,000 to $20,000
15 in the bank.
in the bank. In the bank. Because see, I saying you purchasing a home for $400,000
Hmm.
and they asking you to put 5% down. That's $20,000. that they asking you to put down. Now you don't have to come up with that $20,000 right then and there,
Right.
but at closing, you have to have that $20,000.
Wow.
Okay, and then you got to have money for your inspection, your appraisal,
Mm-hmm.
and the survey if you negotiated that you paying for the survey.
Right.
Then you got to have closing costs that the title company has charged you and your lender has charged you. But now you got some mortgage companies that will give you money back. Like Keller Mortgage, the company that's with the company I'm working with, they will give you money back at closing.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's super good to know. So they need to work on credit. What is an average credit score to get an approval?
You can get approval with a 640.
640.
Hell,
Okay.
you can get approval with a 580, but you're gonna pay more money.
You gonna
You
pay
don't
more money
qualify
down
down
or more
payment
money in general?
assistance. To get down payment assistance, you got to have 640 and above on all of your bureaus. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax.
Wow. 640 or above.
Above, all across. And if you got a spouse, he needs to be right there with your scores, or she needs to be right there with your scores.
Okay.
Because remember, I said the one with the middle score, the lowest middle score, that's the one they're going to use. Why? Because they're making more money.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, Mr. Elzie Felton came with the jewels on financial literacy. Just people need to start saving their money. Do you feel like we're in a time? I know you're saying we're in a good market. It's a cool market. Do you feel like right now? I heard somebody say on a podcast I listened to, if you can get a house, grab it.
If you can get a house, what?
Grab it. Get it.
Grab it and get it. Hey, when is a good time to buy a house? Now. Most people saying that the bubble gonna burst. We're not in a bubble. When the recession hit in 2008 or the Great Recession, it was because lenders was giving money to everybody.
Wow.
Didn't care who they gave it to. And then a lot of people was getting balloon payments loans, meaning that your interest rate may start out here, but by the time you ready 10, 15 years later, that rate changed.
Right.
And the rate got so high, people couldn't afford the home.
Do they do that anymore?
Very seldom people will take out a balloon payment loan.
Okay. Okay.
That's saying people used to pay 17% for homes, interest rate.
Wow. That's high.
17%. And so they took out a balloon payment. If you can get my payment down to 10%, that's going to save me money. But over the life of the loan, it's going to balloon. It's going to blow up. It's going to go back up from 10%, 12%, 30%, 13%, 14%, 15%, 17%. And when the balloon's like that, you start off paying $1,500, you might be at $3,500, $4,000.
Wow.
So that's why we had a recession.
Yeah.
We're not in a recession. We're in a home shortage recession.
Okay. Okay.
There's not enough homes on the market. See, reason we're in a seller's market is because right now we got 0.07 worth of inventory on the market.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's less than a month worth of inventory. Let me put it a little better. That's less than 2 weeks worth of inventory on the market.
Right.
A normal market would have 6 months of worth of inventory. That's a normal market, and that's considered a buyer's market. Why? You have more homes to choose from.
Right.
But right now, you don't have a lot to choose from. You got people moving to the area from California, New York, Michigan, Illinois. They can't find a home they want, so what are they doing? They are renting.
Wow.
You got investors in California purchasing homes here just to rent to people.
Wow.
You got investors building neighborhoods where you can't do nothing but rent.
Wow. That's crazy.
But that's the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And
sir.
people renting, and they not creating no equity in the home, or they're not preparing nothing to leave the children. You know, you can
Yes.
give the home to the kid. You might say, "Well, I don't want to give my home to the kid. He ain't gonna do nothing with it." How you know?
Right.
You know.
Wow. Mr. Elzie, thank you so much. Like, for real, for real. This is what, to me, this is what the people need. We as a community, we have to definitely learn about financial literacy, learn about the steps to be taken. So now I know I have to plan. I have to
Yes,
put
sir.
my plan together. They need to put their plan together. You, who is listening, put your plan together, put it on paper, save your money. Um, Cars will lose value, but especially if you want to buy a home, save your money, get your deposits together, keep your banks in good standing, and let's go after it. I think we can take over if we know what we're doing. Now that you guys know, you know the steps that you need to take to get to that area.
Yes,
And
sir. And don't excuse me for cutting y'all. And don't overcharge on your credit cards.
don't overcharge on those credit cards, even in this time. Don't
Exactly.
overcharge on it. Don't
Don't
overcharge on it.
overcharge. If you building your credit, don't overcharge them and pay them off every month.
Yes,
Because
sir.
if you don't pay them off every month, guess what? That credit lender gonna charge you interest.
Wow.
They gonna charge you interest.
Yes, sir.
They give you that money to pay it off in 30 days. That's how they make their money,
Yes, sir.
by charging you interest.
Right. Wow.
Anything you late on, they gonna charge you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So manage your money, build your credit, know where you want to live, and sit down and talk with your spouse. Because it's gonna take, if you got a spouse, it's gonna take both of y'all to pay for that home.
Yes. Wow.
It's gonna take both of y'all to pay for it.
Yes, sir.
And come up with that budget and say, this is what we're gonna allocate for to purchase a home.
Yes, sir.
And stick to that budget.
Yes, sir.
And if you're blessed to have more, pay more to directly to principal, it'll pay that home off early.
Yes, sir. Those are the tools that we can use. Y'all heard it here first on the 180 show. Mr. 180, I got Mr. Elzie Felton with me. Thank you so much for coming through, dropping the jewels. If you guys want to reach out to him, definitely reach out to him. How can they reach you, Mr. Felton?
Well, they have several ways they can reach out to me. I'm on every social media outlet out there. Elzie Felton Realtor. You can email me, lzfelton@gmail.com. You can like me on Facebook, Elzie Felton Realtor. Or
Yes,
you can just Google me, Elzie Felton.
Elzie Felton. And you guys can hit my inbox. I can get you his information. I do have his cards on file. He is in every month's magazine with 180 Life. And we thank you so much for believing in us, and we believe in you too. And keep educating people, inspiring people, and keep helping people make their dreams come true with being a home owner.
Hey, that's what it's all about, helping people, man.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for stopping by with us today. Guys, listen, we thank you so much for tuning in. We thank you so much for everything that you're doing. I need you to hit that share button, hit that like button. If you enjoyed today's show, hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications. Let people know that, hey, you heard it here first with Mr. 180. I got Mr. Elzie Felton on the back end. He came through, gave y'all some jewels. It's been real. It's been nice. But we got to go. It's time to go. Until next time, everybody. It's been real here on the 180 Life Show, 180 Show, Mr. 180, and we're out.